Hey guys, so I'm sure we've all heard about the new 2026 Dodge Charger Sixpacks by now, with Dodge going back to an internal combustion engine after releasing the Daytona battery electric Chargers in 2024. The Sixpacks come with a 3-liter Hurricane engine in 2 different forms, and the Charger gets a brand new body as well from the previous generation. Dodge claims more power and better fuel economy, but they've also replaced the beloved Hemi V8s and the RT and Scat Packs with this turbocharged inline-six cylinder engine. I've already made a main video covering the new Sixpack, but today I had the idea to talk about the 2023 Scat Pack Charger and compare it to the new 2026 Sixpack Scat Pack version in every way and trying to evaluate which one is truly better. That includes going back and forth on everything you can think of: price, design, dimensions, interior, weight, wheels and brakes, performance, and more. Making this video also gives me the excuse to talk about both in depth and compare these amazing muscle cars. So let's begin. First off, we will be comparing the 2023 Dodge Charger Scat Pack 4-door with the 2026 Dodge Charger Sixpack Scat Pack 2-door today. There will be a 4-door Sixpack model offered next year, but there are no pictures of those out right now. I could only find EV Daytona ones. So this is pretty much strictly comparing with the 2-door right now. Using 2023 pricing, the Scat Pack had an MSRP of $51,925, while the wide body was $57,920. The 2026 Dodge Charger Scat Pack has a starting MSRP of $54,995, so that's right in the middle of the previous pricing, but you can add $2,000 for the 4-door models when they come out. Moving on to the design, the 2023 and prior Scat Packs have looked similar for a while, with a performance fascia with a wide lower grille up front and side vents flanking the rear. There's also a hood scoop and rear spoiler, and 392 Hemi badges on either side of the front fenders. Some visual options include dual carbon racing stripes, and a satin black hood, roof, trunk, and spoiler combo. The wide bodies featured fender flares integrated into the front and rear fascias, which added 3.5 inches of width over the regular Scat Pack, and it also uses thicker 20 by 11 inch wheels. As for the next-gen Dodge Charger Sixpack, the front fascia has a large and pronounced grille area, while the rear end has scallops on each end, with a lower fascia with a Charger text logo, and stainless steel exhaust tips that are paired with standard gloss black rear spoiler. Back to the front, there's a performance hood that has a bezel with a black Sixpack logo carved into it. LED lights dominate the car, with white LEDs that are available as cross-car full-width lighting on plus trims, and the red ring of fire rear LED taillights. Both front and back, the headlights and taillights are centered by the Fratzog logo, with the Dodge logo laser etched into the headlights. As for the actual dimensions of the cars, the new Sixpack is significantly bigger than the previous 6.4-liter Sixpack. The previous non-wide-body Scat Pack measures 200.8 inches long, 75 inches wide without mirrors, 57.8 inches tall, and has a 120-inch wheelbase. So the Sixpack is 206.6 inches long, 79.8 inches wide without mirrors, 59.2 inches tall, with a 121-inch wheelbase. So that makes it a bigger car any way you look at it. And it's even wider than the wide-body Scat Pack, which was 78.3 inches wide without mirrors. As for paint, the 2023 Scats offered 14 different colors, with some high-impact colors like B5 Blue, Plum Crazy, Tor Red, Go Mango, and Sublime. For the new Chargers, the Sixpack powered models are currently available for order in 8 colors. There's a new for 2026 Green Machine, with After Dark, Ludicrous, Diamond Black, Peel Out, Red Eye, Triple Nickel, and White Knuckle. According to the dealers though, Peel Out and Destroyer Gray are getting phased out in September and October 2025, with a new Purple Haze and the Green Machine launching late 2025, and another color to be named launching in early 2026. So in my opinion, the 2023 Scats had this one, with more variety and more vibrant colors offered. Now we'll move inside the cars. So the 2023 Charger's interior had not been significantly updated for many years, but still it was highly functional and simple, like a classic muscle car. Even in the Scat Pack, there's a whole lot of rubber found inside, along with the tried and true 8.4-inch Uconnect 4 infotainment system and a 7-inch digital cluster display. Heated performance cloth seats were standard along with a leather steering wheel with paddle shifters, and that becomes a flat-bottom performance wheel on the wide body. Upgrades included Alcantara leather and suede seats, carbon fiber accents, an Alcantara suede headliner, and a Harman Kardon audio system with amplifier and 19 green edge speakers. As for the 2026 Scat Pack, the cluster screen is a freestanding 16 inches, along with a 12.3-inch standard center display that uses the Uconnect 5 infotainment system. Seat options include black Napa leather and demonic red Napa leather seats, and on Plus trims you can choose high-backed fixed headrest seats that are embellished with unique pass-through. The steering wheel is performance-oriented with a heated flat top and flat bottom design with paddle shifters. There's also a pistol grip shifter, power start button, and available attitude adjustment lighting with 64 colors and intensity adjustments that react to vehicle events such as drive mode changes, opening the door, or pressing the ignition button. There are more upgrades here over the 2023 Scat Pack in terms of features, including a surround 360-degree camera, heads-up display, and illuminated door handles. There's also the hidden hatch design and an optional panoramic glass roof option that adds a fixed tinted glass roof. There will be a Scat Pack Plus version with add-ons like 12-way power and 4-way lumbar adjustment, 914-watt 18-speaker Alpine Pro audio system, and a carbon and suede package with carbon fiber interior accents, high-back performance seats, and suede-wrapped instrument panel, headliner, A-pillars, and sun visor. Now as for the weight, these cars are both heavy beasts. The 2023 Scat Packs weighed 4,361 pounds with a 55-45 weight distribution. The wide body is similar, maybe around 20 to 30 pounds more due to the wheels and fender flares. The body structure of the six-pack powered Dodge Charger models also features a 55-45 weight distribution. These do weigh 10.4% more, coming in at 4,816 pounds. Now we move on to the real reason why people buy these cars, the performance. The gas-powered Scat Packs come with a 6.4-liter Hemi V8 engine with a 10.9 to 1 compression ratio. These had a max output of 485 horsepower at 6,100 RPM and 475 pound-feet of torque at 4,100 RPM. The Sixpack Scat Pack comes with a 3-liter Hurricane twin-turbo inline-six high-output engine with a 9.5 to 1 compression ratio. This results in 550 horsepower at 6,200 RPM and 531 pound-feet of torque at 3,500 RPM. So over the 6.4-liter Hemi V8, that's a 13% bump in horsepower and almost 12% more torque. We can also note that the Hemi makes its peak torque higher in the rev range at 4,100 RPM, whereas the Hurricane high output delivers the peak torque lower at 3,500 RPM. However, it also delivers 88% of its torque at just 2,500 RPM, and it holds 90% or more from 3,000 to 6,000 RPM. So how do these engines translate to performance times? Well, the times vary slightly between a wide-body and non-wide-body Scat Pack, but generally those cars could do 0 to 60 in around 4.2 seconds, with a 12.4-second quarter mile. Dodge claims the top speed here is 175 miles an hour, but a lot of people have gotten these up to 182 and beyond just stock. The Sixpack Scat Pack can do 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds, with a quarter mile in 12.2 seconds, so roughly 2 to 3 tenths of a second quicker on those times, so it's a bit of an improvement there, especially considering the all-wheel drive will yield far more consistent launches. Dodge claims a slightly higher 177 mile per hour top speed for the Six-Pack, so again it's right in the same ballpark as the 392 Hemi. Moving on to the transmission, both feature 8 speeds. The 2023 Scat Packs were paired with an 8-speed, 8 HP 70 automatic transmission, 3.09 final drive ratio, a true mechanical clutch-type limited-slip differential, and rear-wheel drive only. The six-pack models get both all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive capability. They use an 880RE TorqueFlite 8-speed automatic with a multi-disc wet clutch system that opens at the push of a button to enable the on-demand rear-wheel drive functionality, which sends 100% of the torque to the rear wheels. There's also a standard mechanical limited slip differential that will limit the wheel speed difference under the load, ensuring both rear wheels stay locked for maximum grip during hard launches. So this is a significant advantage for the 2026 six-pack, as drivers can switch to rear-wheel drive for burnouts before going back to the all-wheel drive for the launches, and this all-wheel drive system also includes a front axle disconnect feature to provide improved fuel economy. The 2023 Scat Packs features launch control, launch assist, and line lock, as well as SRT drive modes pre-configured for sport, track, and default setting, while the custom mode let the driver select their preferred settings by controlling the transmission shift speeds, steering, paddle shifters, traction, and suspension. The new six-packs also feature launch control with adjustable launch parameters and line lock. The 5 distinct drive modes here include Auto, Eco, Wet/Snow, Sport, and Custom. From the paddle shifter behavior to the traction settings and the steering weight, almost every aspect of the performance here can be fully customized to your individual preference. As for fueling, the Scat Packs use 91 octane premium gas with an 18.5 gallon tank, and they get ratings of 15 mpg city, 24 mpg highway, and 18 mpg combined. The Sixpacks also require 91 octane premium gas, but unfortunately the official fuel economy ratings for the 2026 Chargers are not yet available from the EPA. Motor Trend has put out an early estimate, which was 17 to 19 mpg city, 24 to 27 mpg highway, meaning 20 to 22 mpg combined, so it seems like that's a reasonable guess at this rate, probably looking at around a 2 to 3 mpg increase. Dodge has thrown the number 15% more efficient around in the past, which is in line with this. As for wheels, tires, and brakes, the regular Scat Pack comes with 20 by 9 inch wheels with 245/45 ZR20 tires. The standard brakes are Brembo 4-piston calipers all around, with 14.2 inch front vented rotors and 13.8 inch rear vented rotors. On Scat Packs with the Daytona Edition package or the Dynamics package, the front brakes move up to Brembo 6-piston calipers with 15.7 inch 2-piece vented and slotted rotors. 20 by 9.5 inch wheels with 275/40 ZR20 tires are also an option. The Scat Pack wide body gets that 6-piston upgrade standard, along with 20 by 11 inch wheels and 305/35 ZR20 tires. As for the Sixpack Scat Pack, it will come standard with 20 by 10 inch wheels with 275/40 ZR20 all-season tires. There will be an upgrade available with one of the packages to 20 by 11 inch wheels with 305/35 ZR20 all-season, so that matches the Scat Pack wide body from before. The Sixpack rotors are very comparable to the previous Scat Packs with 15 inch front and 14.2 inch rear ventilated discs, with Brembo 6-piston front fixed and rear floating calipers. The car also uses a brake-by-wire e-boost intelligent braking system with optimized response depending on the drive mode, and to avoid heat-related system fade and pad wear. Looking at suspension, the older Scats use a short and long arm front suspension with a multi-link rear suspension. The wide body did get Bilstein adaptive damping shocks with customizable ride stiffness settings. For the suspension on the Sixpacks, up front there's a multi-link system with forged aluminum links, with a fully independent 4-link setup in the rear. Dodge claims this gives quite a bit of improvement over the previous generation Charger in various metrics, as you can see on screen. Finally, the exhaust. The 2023 Scats had 2.75 inch exhaust pipes with 4 inch tips stock. This exhaust uses an active exhaust valve that changes the exhaust note by opening or closing a flap in the exhaust system, allowing for a louder, sportier sound, or a quiet, more subtle sound, depending on the driving conditions. So here's a listen on that beautiful 6.4 liter Hemi V8. Now, despite being more powerful, the 3-liter Hurricane will never sound like the outgoing Hemi V8s as it's an inline-six cylinder. Dodge says the new Scat Pack has a performance-tuned active exhaust with a dual mode, with electronically controlled valves, and a different tune for each drive mode, and 4-inch rolled dual exhaust tips. So here's a listen on that new six-pack sound. So now we'll just do one final quick comparison here to decide which Scat Pack reigns supreme. So this is basically the video recap. So the prices are similar, with the 2026 actually being a solid deal at MSRP if you can get it there. The exterior design is up to personal preference. I absolutely love the 2023 widebody look, but there's no denying that the new one looks great as well, retro and futuristic at the same time, but I give the edge to the older ones, and the new paint offerings are pretty weak right now compared to 2023. The 2026 Scat is bigger, wider, and longer in size, also weighing 10.4% more. The interior gets a massive upgrade on the new ones, it just blows the old one out of the water in terms of both design and technology. The wheels, brakes, and tires are very similar on both depending on the packages you choose, with 14 to 15 inch rotors and 4 to 6 piston Brembo calipers, and both the 2026 and 2023 widebody can be optioned with 20 by 11 inch wheels. The suspension gets a big upgrade on the new ones with a multi-link system with forged aluminum links, with a fully independent 4-link setup in the rear. The Sixpacks have a 12 to 13% increase in power and torque, but add on 455 pounds, resulting in very similar performance times, but the Sixpack is a few tenths of a second quicker, and the all-wheel drive will finally allow easier and more consistent launches. Fuel economy looks to increase by 2 to 3 miles a gallon on the Sixpacks, which no one will complain about, but they will complain about the lack of a throaty V8 rumbling through the exhaust. So overall, the two vehicles are similar. I don't think the Sixpacks are all that they're made out to be. I don't think they're the biggest upgrade ever. And if you're after what Dodge is all about, big American V8 muscle, it's hard to go wrong with the previous Scat Pack. And if I had to keep one car and drive it every day, I'd still take the Hemi. So that's it for today's video on the Scat Packs. Let me know which one you'd prefer and if you enjoyed this comparison. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these two vehicles down below. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for all your Mopar content, and I'll see you in the next video.